Morning, friends. It's gonna be a bit of a different video, and I might get a little emotional because it's deep. A lot of times people don't understand, so one of the things that makes me great at what I do, which is communicating, is I've always enjoyed working with kids. So for 20 plus years as an educator, I've always been on and off various campuses. And, my big goal for everyone was to go in and affect at least one kid. And I was very successful at that. It's interesting because my biggest issue as well was the system, the processes that were in place that were more feeding to adult egos at times than it was to the kids. And this morning is one of the reasons why that would upset me so much. That being said, I can't wait to start my GoPay podcast, which is Guide Our Performing Arts Youth. And a huge reason is because of something like what happened just now. Let's see if I can get some of that sunlight out of our eyes here. This beautiful young black budding woman is one of the sweetest spirits that I know. She recognizes me from Dharma, and immediately, soon as she stepped out of her house, she was like, and I always recognize that look because I get it a lot, and it's always the same feeling. It makes my heart happy. So I will always be so glad that I was able to be a part of Dharma because it has influenced so many kids. And she's like, I watch it all the time, and it's, she said it inspirates me, and I was like, oh, we gonna work on that English, but I get where you going. And I was saying all of that because what she then told me was so heavy. So I want to be, I don't know. So this sweetheart has, since I saw her last, lost both of her parents. She lost her mom in March of 2024. Her mother was murdered. And I didn't even ask her to get into that story, but she lost her father in January to a motorcycle accident. So I shared with her about loss and grieving, and just in this 25-minute ride, which is why I feel like no matter how much money I have, I will always do these rides, because it gives these kids a few minutes of being with somebody who is willing to talk with them the way my parents were willing to talk with me. And I thank God now that my stepmother talked to me every Saturday morning over tea after my chores, which I thought they were horrible people for making me do, and now I'm so glad they made me do that. But when she said it, because I lost my little brother in a motorcycle accident years ago, and he was so young, and her parents were also extremely young, and she's in high school now, and she said sometimes I just stare out the window and I cry. And I said, sweetheart, that's going to happen a lot, and I need you to give yourself time, no matter how long it takes. And even when you think that it shouldn't be any longer, I need you to go ahead and let that happen. because you're worth it. You owe that to yourself to go ahead and have your emotions. And you won't always be crying, but there will be times when you cry and you don't realize and you can't control it. And that's okay. And it don't matter where it happens, because it doesn't make you any less of a person, and nobody knows your business or needs to know your business. So do you. She lives in a very loud environment. So I also offered her some resources to help her aunt, who is now taking care of her and what appears to be at least 5 other children. So I offered her some resources to get her some emergency housing in a house where they will have their own rooms. And I gave her the name and a number, like direct resources, because that's what I do, because I've been there. And I told her there's no need to be embarrassed, and I made sure she had the resources. And I'm saying that because that's what I would totally do that for you as well, if that's what you needed, if you see this video. And but it interests me sometimes that adults get so caught up in their own egos that you forget these children are out here living adult lives. You don't have to be petty and cause drama. Life causes enough drama. Life got something for all of us. Or it has had something for all of us already. So oftentimes, my frustration with adults trying to make me care about stuff that is small to me, or stuff that I really don't care about, and watching adults at times, they get real, aggravated at the fact that you can't make stuff valuable to me that's not valuable. And it's because while you don't have anything to do but be petty and try to figure out ways to make me see you, one, I don't mind seeing you. I love being seen and known, and I love seeing other people, which is probably why I'm so successful with kids. 2, I'm listening to real life situations happening, and I am guiding our future leaders, and I need my capacity for that, and so do you. So I hope that you learn from my experiences, because that little girl is living a real life, and trying to convince her that she is beautiful and doing great is much harder than trying to convince you, who has way more control over their emotions. Hopefully, I'm not going to speak for y'all, because a lot of us, we hormonal and we just older children. So I won't say that. I'm not going to try to put anybody down, because your trauma might have you acting like an asshole. But what I will say is, we all a bunch of assholes. Don't feel bad about who you are. I would say, if you know that you petty, step your game up and look for resources to help you to not respond and react to stuff the same. And just take a second to realize it's very young people out here with nobody. There are ways to gather soldiers and to gather support, but being petty and being ego driven and kind of callous sometimes is not the way to do it. So this is Soko J, Always Act. I have a program called Guide Our Performing Arts Youth, and I am launching launching their podcast this month. It's April 2025. So I'm giving that as a deadline before the end of the month. GoPay will be launched. And that's going to be a platform for our young people. But don't get it twisted. I have a platform for our performing arts teachers. And other teachers are more than welcome. It's for teachers to have a space. Administrators as well. My guests are going to vary, but it will all be education. And the youth podcast is definitely going to be so that our youth understand how to work in the industry of entertainment progressively, safely, and with business savvy. Understanding how to ask for what they're worth, how to fight for what they're worth, how to get what they're worth, and how to contract, and how to live when they're not under contract. That's what those will be about. But this morning, I just want to shout out all the young people who are pushing through. You are a smart, intelligent, and beautiful person. My real mom used to make me say that every morning. And I'm going to have you say that every morning. My real mom is struggling with dementia now. And so in my own way, I've lost her. But she's with me. And I have her face. So there's that. We love you, our young people. Y'all are our future leaders. You are the future adults. And when we're not able anymore, it's going to be on you. So to the adults, hold our future close. Give them a hug. Guide them. Ask them, how you doing? And really listen to their stories. Because we're not the only ones that's being forgotten. Being forgotten is a thing amongst us as humans right now. And it's not a good thing. So let's do better with that. And again, shout out to the kiddos that's pushing through. Trust me, there's an adult around you that can help. But we can't help if you don't say nothing. And don't get it twisted. There are a lot of adults too that are very selfish and don't want to help. But you have to keep going, kiddos. Because eventually you'll get to the ones that do want to help. So don't stop asking. Because the power of the ask is what's going to get you what you need. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. But you already used to not easy. So I'm telling you to get something out of not easy. I love y'all so much. And if you see me, say hello. I'm here. And anything that I can do, I will offer. I'm praying for y'all. And I'm not out here trying to make anybody my religion. Don't even trip on that. That's not what I'm here for. I believe you should believe in something. And so what I will say is I will support you in whatever you choose to believe in. But it's hard out here without knowing that you ain't the end all be all. So I do recommend you believe in something, a higher power than yourself. Because you see the result of people when they working from their own ego. That ain't working. That's greed, selfish pride. That don't get us far. This is Soko J, and I just wanted to share because this ride that I had this morning was important, and I think that God gave me one ride this morning for a reason. I got a couple kiddos to pick up later. I wish I could pick her up later. I don't know if I'm picking her up later, though. We get assigned. We choose different rides, but I'm going to go collect myself. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I will see or hopefully chat with you when I go live on the podcast or when I go live on my channel. This is Soko J, always at. Some police over there that I'm getting ready to tell everybody that there's police over there. On my ways at. Y'all have a wonderful day. Out.